Hi everybody, it's Dr. Michele Drake, and I'm here today with my trusty assistant Nicole and Moki, who's always so helpful. And I'm here just to talk to you, answer some specific questions that a lot of you have about allergies in dogs.
Dr. Drake, how can you tell if my dog has allergies?
So when you come in to me and your dog is itchy and red and kind of miserable, I'm going to start to have an idea that your dog may have allergies, but I'm going to begin to rule out other things first, including external parasites. Sometimes there may be a food component depending on where they're showing me symptoms. Like a lot of food allergies, we see that more in the ears and on the back end. Flea allergy is here. When dogs are chewing on their feet, they may have a combination of contact allergy and a yeast infection. So there's many things that we're going to do, but I always say it takes a process of you understanding what it is that we're doing to get a determination of what's going on, and also some patience to see how your pet's going to respond, because every dog responds a little bit differently.
How common are allergies in dogs?
Unfortunately, allergies are fairly common. I would say probably maybe up to 30-40% of all dogs have some form of allergies. Some are super mild. We just see them maybe on occasion, and other dogs live with them all year round. And those are the dogs we really want to spend a lot of time with, make sure we're treating them with the best possible medications and topical therapies we can.
What are the symptoms of allergies in dogs?
So the most common symptom in dogs is chewing on their feet, scratching at their bodies or their ears, shaking their head, licking their rear ends, really just being kind of miserable and not being able to settle. And you'll find that they're licking their feet and scratching through the night, which means something's not right.
What is a contact allergy in dogs?
So contact allergy refers to, that's the primary allergies that dogs have, and that's just when they're walking around or laying down in your house even, depending. Some dogs are allergic to house dust mites, and they're everywhere. No matter how clean your house is, you have house dust mites, and you have probably some mold there too. So the dog is exposed to them on their skin, and the antigens of these substances penetrate through the skin and create, the dog's body creates an over response, I guess is the best way to look at it. And that's going to cause the histamine release, which causes the itching and discomfort for your dog.
Okay. How can you tell if my dog has a food allergy?
So the only way to test for a food allergy is to do an elimination diet trial. So there's many ways of doing this. You can home cook food, which is probably the most pure form of doing that, and we would help you to formulate a diet. Or there are a couple of commercial diets that are really great diets, and we use these sometimes. The importance is when we do a food trial, you cannot feed anything else, not anything else, because that could obviously contaminate and ruin our results. So we generally will put a dog on a diet for a minimum of 6 weeks, and if we see the symptoms get so much better, that's great. Unfortunately, a lot of dogs that have food allergies also have other allergies, so maybe a combination of things, but in general, food allergy is a smaller component of what most dogs experience, but it can be a very significant one for those that have it.
Do dogs suffer from seasonal allergies?
Oh, for sure. We definitely have dogs that I would notice in their chart that every September they come in. And that's because we're going to have certain things bloom or, pollinate during that time of year. And so that dog may be highly allergic to that thing. And I always tell people, your dog may be allergic to numerous things. And as long as they stay in low amounts in the environment, it's not a problem. But as they increase, you're going to start to see symptoms. And as they decrease, the symptoms will start to go away. And what we're going to do is we're going to help that dog during that peak time when they're having issues in the season with topical therapies and oral medications, and making sure that we have the infections under control. And for those reasons, you really do need to work with your veterinarian to make sure you're on the best treatment plan so your dog can feel comfortable and you can all sleep well at night.
Okay, last question. How are allergies in dogs different from allergies in humans?
So allergies in humans are primarily, of course I don't know human medicine that well, but they're primarily inhalant. So we have the hay fever-like symptoms, watery eyes, stuffy nose, even some coughing sometimes, post-nasal drip. And dogs can have some inhalant components, but for the most part, dogs' allergies are contact related. So they're things that they're touching, laying down on, or experiencing in the environment as they run through grasses and things. So they are different, but they have some similarities also. That's the difference. So anyway, I hope we answered most of your questions, but if you have other questions, please call us at the Drake Center.